guys. I'm here with my good friend David Youngin. He's a three-time Grammy award-winning engineer. He's worked with so many great artists as Kendrick, Nas, Hit Boy. What's up, David? Glad to have you on here, man.
So my guy, this is really cool because this is like a full circle moment because like we've known each other before we even started doing music, and then now we're interviewing together.
Dude, I remember when year before you went to MI, you were going to CSUN,
Yup.
and then I hit
We'll
you up at
come
the
by
dorm
and
room.
do all sorts of crazy shit.
I know, right? And then we used to play basketball, and then I think there was like a gap, like 10-year gap. I didn't see you. And when I
That's
started
right.
making music, I was like, oh shit, I forgot about Youngin. Let me hit him up and ask him some, some ideas or like, some tips or whatnot.
Yup. And
Yeah.
and now here we are.
Yep. So I wanted to ask you, like, can you give us a quick story about your journey and how you got to where you are now?
My journey started, I think, around high school. Um, I used to just kind of dabble in like rapping and like I used to be the guy to print like remember I used to make everyone's CDs.
Yeah, yeah,
Like I would
mixes
have
and all that.
all songs before they came out or like brand new released. I would knew the lyrics before they came out on the radio. That was kind of like my thing. And so like the interest was always there, but I played football when I was young and I thought like football was gonna be, the thing to rescue me, right? Or
Yeah.
like but but unfortunately that didn't work out. Actually, maybe it was a fortunate event because now I am, where I am and uh I used to be in this group with my homie Mike, who's in McKenna now, and then the homie Ben Kwan. He kind of encouraged me to get started, right? And this is like a story that I haven't really told anybody, but like my mom used to take us and give me and my friends rides places, and like he had a notebook, like a composition notebook, and I was like, "What's this?" Right? And he was writing raps, and that's when he was starting to record, and I was like, "Shoot, that's crazy," because that's something that I've always had interest in, but I never like had the proximity to. And I was like, and then he was like, yo, why don't you come and try with me? Like why don't you get on a verse? And then that was like the catalyst. And then fast forward, I think from there it must have been at least 7 or 8 years. And then between I went to school, I went to MI, couldn't find work, and then I finally found an internship at Chalice, and I've been here since. I did a year internship for free, and then I did total 4 years of runnership, where I was just daily duties included sweeping floors, cleaning bathrooms, taking out trash, cleaning up after people. And then when I get extra time, I'll get into the studios and like, work on my craft. But it was a long journey. And fast forward 10, 13 years. Here we are. I have my own room at Chalice now, and
Yeah,
you
dude,
know,
that's amazing, man. I swear, like first time I heard your story about your journey at Chalice, where you're sweeping floors, 4 years of what you call it, internship. That
yeah.
thing really motivates me, man. That shit's inspiring. That's why I love like having you on here because, all my content is very motivational, and then like knowing you is very inspirational, and I want to share that with other people too.
And thank you.
Yeah. So I want to just ask you also like, what was your biggest challenge overall, like getting into the music business?
Um, I think it changed like at different levels. Like the first challenge was I'm out of school. Now how do I get an internship? And then, I figured out a way. It's not just submitting your resume and waiting around for them to call you because they have a lot of people that are on the list. This is a very highly touted studio to work at. So what's going to separate you? My thing was, go on Facebook, find people that worked here, and then try to get it in through the back door. Because
Yeah.
like there's let's use like a club analogy, right? You go on clubbing. The conventional way is wait at the door, right, and wait for them to let you in, buy a ticket or whatever. There's that way, and then there's another way, which is the bouncer, management, somebody in there, the DJ. So you go through VIP, whatever. But everybody just sees like those two ways, right? There's all the backdoor ways too. You could maybe knowing management and all that stuff. That's the back door. The two conventional ways would be like buy a ticket or buy a table,
Yeah.
and and then the backdoor way would be, hey, you're an opener there, or management there, or you have a friend that is a custodian there, he can let you in, like things like that. Since then I've been like trying to find ways to like make things work in an unconventional way, because like my whole life, like the worst thing to my ears, like that the thing I hated the most was it's supposed to be done this way.
I remember one interview that you said it was what are you gonna do differently than anyone else? Because everyone's doing the same thing. That's gonna, change it up. Because like you said, you can get in the door buying a ticket, buy a table. But what are something different that you can do that's gonna, maybe
Yeah.
get someone else's attention, especially in the
Mhm.
music industry.
Facts. Like how can you bring value?
Oh yeah, that's the biggest word. That's the key of the day today, value, man. Bringing
Yeah.
value to the table. Like, what can you bring to the table instead of just asking for things? Because everyone's always like, "Help me, I need this," But what
Mhm.
about what can you offer, and then
Yeah,
get something
fact.
back in return later, right?
It gets to a point where I'm like, wait, I'm helping all these people. Like who's helping me? You know what I mean? I'm giving out all these gems. I'm putting opportunities on people's plates. Like what what is anyone doing for me in return, right?
Yeah,
And like
facts.
it's a weird way to think about it because I don't want to make it seem like I'm doing this to get something in return.
Yeah,
But eventually, like I'm in a room by myself. The people I've helped are doing big things, but it's like, are they bringing me gigs now? Are they
no, it's
bringing me
never like that,
opportunity?
right?
Never like that. It's like, okay, hey, thank you. I'm gone. You
Yeah,
know, thank you for what you've done, but I'm a climb this mountain on myself now.
no, facts, man. That's crazy. I got another question. I know you started as a recording engineer at Chalice, right?
Yeah,
Can you share one of the biggest tips when you started mixing music? Because when you went to school, did you learn like record, like engineer everything, like recording, mixing, like
yeah. They teach you mixing, but like mixing is not something you can learn in school. Like you can learn the basics, of course, but like you learn the information, but the application is learned in the real world.
it's kind of like you like learn the rules and you kind of have to figure out how to break them, right?
Yeah, facts.
Right?
Like it's like, hey, in baseball, there's four bases, 60 feet to the home base, and these are all the rules. This is a bat. This is how you're supposed to swing it. But until you go out there and practice it, or until like you're in a game time situation, you can never learn.
No, 100%,
And
man.
that just because I saw hella Dodgers memorabilia.
Hey, go Dodgers, man. We're spending
Go
hella
Dodgers!
money right now.
It's gonna be a good season. Hopefully,
It's this definitely gonna we're gonna win a championship in the next 10 years.
hopefully
I say at least
everybody's
three or
healthy.
four out of 10. Let's go.
Man, we got to. It's the start of the dynasty. It has to be.
Yeah, so and the next, I just wanna, since we're here, I know you're currently streaming on Twitch. I think it's on Wednesdays at 12 p.m. and Fridays at 3 p.m., right?
Yes.
So I wanted to ask you, like, what made you decide to start the channel?
Um, Twitch streaming or just streaming in general is something I've been thinking about for like the last 3 years. Because I created the All Up in the Mix YouTube page like 3 years ago, like right before the pandemic hit, and it was kind of my way of giving back information or giving back something that I craved to have when I was in that same position. Or like, when I was trying to learn after school, um, you get into the real world and you realize all the information that you learn in school is just foundational information. It's like the 10% of what you need to know. So like, okay, now that I have this foundational information, what can I, what can I do to practice real life skills? And then you realize that like, yo, I have to really lock in, you know? So I would scour the internet, I would scour YouTube to see like, okay, let me see what people are doing in the real world. But nobody
Dude,
from the real world was putting out, stuff to stuff like educational stuff. and that like kind of bugged me because I was like, man, this is like it's all the people that are giving information are people that I don't want the information. You
Hey,
know what I'm
100%, man.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
Lot of misinformation out there on YouTube especially. So when I'm learning, like I'll look at 10 different videos about compression and they'll give me 10 different answers, you know? And I'm
mhm.
like, man, what the hell are they talking about? I'm like, I'm just gonna ask Yungin and you give me an answer and and I
and
just go from
sometimes
there, you know?
and sometimes the unfortunate thing is they're all saying the same thing,
It's just
which
like
is
regurgitated information, but in a
yeah.
different way.
But it's like, yo, if you just give me the textbook information, like it's I could read that in a textbook. Like, why am I coming to your YouTube to see that, you know? But
Yeah.
like the thing is like if I have these plaques behind me, automatically people have a keener eye or a keener ear to like hear what I have to say, right?
Oh, 100%.
So the things that I do say, it can resonate. And as long as I'm giving out good information and I'm not bullshitting people, then that can be the reason someone gets better at what they do.
Dude, to be honest, like, because I started watching your streams, and there's not a lot of engineers that are doing what you're doing, like what your level too. You know what I mean? And if they are some, then I just haven't found it yet. But like your stream, like just helps out so much for a lot of engineers or just producers on what you do. Like when people
Yeah.
submit mixes and you mix for it on the spot, showing what you do or whatnot. And I know you
Uh-huh.
started producing, so like beat cook-ups are always dope to watch also. And the
Yeah.
cool thing about your stream is it's live, so whoever joins in on your stream, if whatever question they have, like while you're mixing, like you answer it on the spot. You know
Facts,
what I
facts.
mean? Because
Yeah,
people can post a comment, but not everyone responds to comments and all that. So I think
exactly.
the live thing was a great thing that you're doing, man.
Yeah, you know what else I love about it? It's like it gives me the sense of like community. Because as you get older, your friend groups change, and like you
Oh,
get distant from a lot of people. And it's not like you can come to work with your best friend, like there's you lose touch with people, right? And I'm married, so like I go home to my wife every night. Sometimes I won't see my friends for weeks at a time. So like Twitch provides like that community for me. Every day I get on the stream, I'm looking forward to interacting with the homies. And it's like the age range is crazy. There's really like there's high schoolers in there.
dude,
There's
there's
people
people from
older
like
than that.
India, and, like the guy from Spain, just all over the
Yeah,
world.
Germany, Chile, Spain,
Yeah.
Korea. You know, I was like, yo, this is wild. We're all everyone from around the world is joining in one place and like and learning and having a good time doing it.
No, I really enjoy your streams, man. And plus, also, guys, he posts his stream on YouTube, so you gotta plug in your YouTube. What's your YouTube channel
Yeah.
again?
YouTube.com/at all up in the mix.
And then you also have your Discord channel. I want people because I was checking out your Discord channel, and then you have music shares. Was it
Yep.
like collaborations? What
We
else you got
got
on there?
we have like a feedback corner. We got like collaboration. We got contests. We got giveaways. We have, now we just my mod, his name is Andy. He's a high schooler from Seattle, but he's been taking on a lot of the role for the Discord stuff, and he just created like this thing where as soon as you enter, you have to assign your role. Like, are you an engineer, or artist, producer, DJ, listener, and then that helps like separate the people. So if you need an engineer, you can hit up
Uh,
people that are engineers.
yeah, that's
If
smart.
you need an artist, like, hey, what do you think about this beat? At blah blah blah. You can at the artists, and then it'll send a message to all the artists, like little things like that. Like
No, I think
that.
Discord's a great way to build a community. And then I
Mhm.
know you just started, so like you're trying to build a community for like, collaborations.
Yep, yep.
And then even for me, like as I'm producing, so it's hard to find artists and I use social media, but sometimes it doesn't really work out so well.
Yeah,
So it's
facts.
like kind of cool to have like a community like yours where you can go in there and just find an artist, find a producer, engineer, whatever you need. Because
Facts.
sometimes it's really hard to find like the right one, you know?
Yeah.
Like I've been looking for like an artist to like get on my track for a while, and I finally got reached out to a couple people. So I got some collaborations coming, but Discord's a great way to connect with people.
Yeah.
Definitely have to utilize that more because there's a lot of good Discord channels out there.
Facts, facts, facts. And I'm like so new to this. It's like this is like one of the first times I started feeling old and like out of place. Like the Discord, the back end of it, like setting up channels, adding bots and having custom commands and stuff. It's like it's super interesting stuff, man. Like it's like
Maybe that's why, like, when I get on Discord, it looks very confusing. You know what I mean? Because when you join a server, there's all the hashtags and all that,
yeah,
and
yeah,
like
all the
I'm
different
like, well, no, no, I'm not. I feel old too. Like I'm like, where am I supposed to go? Like, how am I supposed to use it right?
yeah. I think like there's a voice channel in there too, where we can all join in there and use our microphones phones to chat it up. I think in the future we're gonna try to find a way to like utilize that too, you know.
Uh, so I want to ask you another question, like, because this is kind of a question I've been asking other people, like, what would you ask, a mix engineer?
Uh-huh.
So, what was the best advice someone gave you while you're pursuing music? I know
Hmm.
that's a hard one, but
Man, I have a hard time like recollecting like moments in my life like that. Like one-liners or certain memories. They like
it's all
kind
just
of
blended together, right? Because like you've been doing
but
this for a while and you've been through a lot.
yeah, I mean, it's hard to rack my brain around like one thing, but the stuff that does last or did last for me is all around the topic of like, you might be one inch away, one day away, 1 minute away from your goals, from
Yeah.
achieving your dreams. Like if you give up now, because like there's a lot of thoughts of giving up, that I had on my journey. Because it's like when I was a runner on my fourth, fifth year, I'm like, man, I'm about to be 30. Like I'm gonna be a runner for another how many years? Like, because
There's 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 no
you
time limit,
never,
right? Like literally you're just there and then when the opportunity presents himself, you better capitalize, right?
yeah. Basically, you can be on ice for 15 years.
Oh, 15 years.
Like it all depends on the people ahead of you where they're gonna go. Ahead of a runner is an assistant engineer. Ahead of the assistant engineer is an engineer, right?
Yeah.
So engineers, there were three engineers at Chalice. If they stay put for 20 years, no one under them is moving up unless someone quits. You know what I'm saying? So like, okay, if one of them goes on vacation or one of them gets picked up by a different artist, then boom, assistant engineer becomes an engineer, and then a runner becomes a assistant engineer. Like you just move up
Yeah, it's
like
just
that.
there's levels to it, but whoever's at
Yeah.
the top has to leave for you to get the next step over, right?
So there's people that have only been a runner for 6 months, and then boom,
The
assistant engineer.
opportunity presented themselves and then
And
got it.
there's people that have been doing it for 12, 15 years and still are runners. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's rough, like, and there's no guarantees.
So can you give because I know people want to know, or actually my followers, I want them to know, how did you start engineering for Hit Boy?
Um, it was that the legendary Chick-fil-A run, man.
Can you tell that story? Because I love that
Yeah.
story.
So when I was an engineer, no, when I was a runner, Hit Boy was booked in Studio G, and I took, they wanted to order some Chick-fil-A. I took it as an opportunity. Boom, I went in there, took the order, got their card, and I was like, I have to make an impression somehow. I can't be in the studio. I can't show them my skills. So I gotta show them another way I'm valuable. So I decided to try to make this the quickest Chick-fil-A run of all time.
Yeah.
Got back in like 15 minutes flat. By the time I got back, I handed them the food, and Hit Boy's manager at the time, he was like, "Yo, I didn't even know you left," because most runners will slack off during that time. That's their, go in the car, smoke, just chill,
Yeah.
listen to music, take their
'Cause-
sweet ass time, and then come back, and then now you have to work again, you know. But I was like, no, 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 this is the one. So I got back, got them their food, uh, and then they got my contact, asked me what I do. I told him I'm an engineer, and then a couple years after that, he gave me a call back, and I got a chance to go to Hit Boy's studio and audition, and then the rest is history.
That's crazy, man. It reminds me of that quote you always tell me, like, luck is when preparation meets opportunity.
Facts,
So
facts.
I mean, like you weren't. I mean, you're kind of like lucky, but you put in the work. You know that Chick-fil-A run. That's something so simple that you
Yep.
did. They're like, oh shit, like he came back so fast. You know, what's your
Yeah,
number?
yeah.
And then
Man,
what? It took you.
on my free time, I used to like explore the Hollywood back streets. Like which streets are faster, which streets, are more congested. What time are these streets congested at? So it's like, learn to navigate shit. But if it was an everyday, if it was an opportunity every day for me to just go out there and like slack off, then I would have never capitalized on, the opportunity that I had.
For real. And it was in Hollywood too. And then I know there's only like one Chick-fil-A out there.
That was
Or
when Chick-fil-A was like brand new, bro.
yeah, and I remember the one in Hollywood, right? That shit was popping always.
It was hella wait.
And I just want to talk about a question I had. One of my friends wanted to ask is, what is your favorite project and why that you worked on?
That was tricky too, but
I think I
I
know what it is, but I want you to answer.
think I think it was the Nipsey song Racks in the Middle, but it became King's Disease
Yeah, because I
by
heard
Nas.
like I remember one interview you were saying like because you like worked on the whole thing, like you mixed the whole thing, and you were like recording engineer on that one too, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
A little bit, and then that was what Nas's first Grammy, and that was
Yeah,
your
I think he
Grammy,
was
so that one's
he was
super
0
special, I
and
think.
14. I think he was 0 and 14 until then. And
0
we
and
got him
14.
yeah, and then we got him his first hardware, so that
That's
was
crazy, man.
pretty big. Yeah.
That one has to be special for sure.
For sure. And then we had the Grammy party in K Town, and Nas and Hit pulled up. So like we had Nas and Hit Boy in K Town like partying it up with us.
That's so
I think
dope,
that
man.
was fire. Yeah.
For
That was
sure.
fun.
I remember when I first asked you like how did it feel when you won your first Grammy? And then you were just like, man, it's just a piece of metal. Time to get back to work.
Yeah. Facts. I think since then I've learned to like appreciate um my accolades a little more.
Nah, you
'Cause
deserve it, bro.
yeah. But more than anything, in times of like despair or like times of like your down moments, you need those things to remember who you are and what you've done and how hard you've worked and how far you've come in life. Because like the more you neglect your accolades or your W's, when you need to remember them, you're not gonna be able to. You know what I'm saying?
No,
No, you're just gonna be
100%.
like, I feel like a piece of shit right now, and that must be who I am.
Yeah, man. There's so many ups and downs in like just the music business, right? Because at one moment you're like up here, like, oh man, everything's going great, and then bam, like something can happen, you're just back to down on the floor, right?
Yep. And then you might be wasting your time crying while the next opportunity is right in front of you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's why
wait.
that's why especially like on TikTok, like so many people are complaining and all that. I'm like, you could just stop complaining, get back to work, you know? What you complaining about, you know? Like, oh, I'm not getting this opportunity. Oh, this isn't happening to me. Like, go find those opportunities, like put in some work, you know? Go do something. No
Try
time
before
crying.
you try before you cry, bro.
Yeah, try free
Before you
cry.
cry.
Okay, so I just want to ask you another question. What are your thoughts on social media and what it brings today in this day and age? Because social media is like it's literally everything now.
Social media is is a very integral part of your success. Like no matter what you do, it's not even music related at this point. Like anything you do, whether you sell a product or you're promoting a product or you're promoting yourself, like people gotta think you're important. You know what I mean? And like people gotta think you know what the fuck you're talking about. And like a lot of people abuse that, you know, that
Mhm,
fact that like human uh instinct where like the thing like and people might take this the wrong way, but like most people are sheep. Like most people are followers, right?
mhm.
There's a small percentage of people that are gonna be leaders of industry, are gonna be like the entertainers. Everyone else, they're the consumer. And like understanding that the majority of people are gonna be consumers, it's like, damn, you have to upsell yourself. You have to make yourself look more valuable than you are, look more presentable than you are, more confident than you actually are. So like I think it's super important, but it's just as important not to get too caught up in it, where like that defines who you are. Cause there's times where like I'll be on social media and I'm like, damn, I'm not I'm not doing
You're
it.
just scrolling, right? You're scrolling.
Yeah,
You're just like you're just consuming.
dude. And it's so dangerous because like hour, 2 hours pass and you're like, I just completely littered my brain, right? Into all these expectations that I actually don't need to be, you know?
No, 100%. Like social media be used should be used as a tool, and not it shouldn't make you feel like a tool, you know what I'm saying? Don't be used by it. You should use it to
Oh,
like your
yeah.
business, your music, your art, whatever,
Mm, big facts.
All right. I just want to ask you this. What are your go-to plugins these days? Because I know people want to know that.
My go-to plugins. Number one is Knock by
Bro,
DK.
that plugin by
Yeah,
who was it by?
DK.
Decap, right? I just bought that plugin for Thanksgiving. It
Um,
literally makes your drums knock.
that thing is, yeah, I love that plugin. And number two, um, I wanna give you an answer that's not like
No, don't give me like Pro Q or like
yeah, I don't want to I don't want to give you God particle, even
yeah.
though God particle is the
Yeah,
song.
that's a Go plugin, but I think everyone knows that already, so I don't know, something kind of out of the ordinary that you use.
Um, you you know this, but the MC 404 by McDSP I use on my vocals. Gives me like a really good balance across the board. Soothe, to just kind of balance resonance. Oh, I've been really liking Ozone 11 Clarity module, Imager module, and then the forgot what the other. There's like another new one, but I have those three on my master chain.
I mean, those are the ones you always use on your mixes when you're doing the live stream, so I know
Yeah,
those
exactly.
are.
So for this is more for the people that like aren't in all of my Twitch streams.
Yeah, no, for sure, that's why. Next, I just want to ask you, what are some of your favorite mixes? Do you ever like reference track anything and then use like some of those for like for your own mixes?
Um, I kind of stopped like referencing other people's mixes because every song is just so different and like and unique. But um, my best reference is their demo. So if they're like
Uh,
they send their demo with their mix, right? And then it's like, hey, they'll always say, get it, we love the feel of the ref. But we think it can be louder, it can be cleaner, it can be more dynamic, whatever. So I start from that reference point and then try to build on it. But some of the mixes that stand out to me, I really like Tyler Water, Leandro, Where is Dro mix that's the homie. And then What's Poppin', Jack Harlow,
Harlow.
TZ. That, that shit is yeah, man. Like I said this in multiple interviews. When I listen to that mix, I'm like, damn, I need to find a different job. Like, you know
I
what I'm
think
saying?
you're
And then,
good,
and then
bro.
like N95, Kendrick, I really like that mix. Manny Marroquin did that one. And then like, as far as vocals and stuff go, if you listen to Nicki Minaj or Ariana Grande, the stuff that Serban mixed, like pristine, pristine. But
So so
sometimes
clean, right?
I'm like, fuck, I'm not gonna do that. I can't get my shit like that. So what's the point?
I like what you said on one of your I think it was on your stream. I forgot where I saw it, but when you get your demo mix and you're mixing, you're supposed to enhance it, not change too much of it. You know what I'm saying? Because when they
Mm,
send you the demo, they kind of want they're like let's say like 80, 85% there, and it's your job to get like the rest of the way,
exactly, exactly. Give them that
right?
last 10 to 20%.
All right, so next question I want to ask you is where do you see yourself in 10 years from now?
Man,
Yeah, that might be a hard one, but just
that's a loaded question
yeah,
because if I think about if you asked me that 10 years ago, then I wouldn't have been able to give you a straight answer. I don't know if I would have exceeded my own expectations or or I didn't meet my expectations, but I feel like the next 10 years for me is going to be less career driven, more like family driven. I want to have kids, I want to get a cribbo. Um, you know, I want to somehow continue my legacy, you know what I mean?
yeah. We are getting
Career
old, man.
wise, yeah, career wise, I think I'm gonna be producing a little bit more. Um, I feel like I want to DJ, but I don't know if I'll be DJing like 10 years down the line. You
Yeah,
know what
D
I
the
mean?
DJ life is like kind of a lot of traveling and like, you know what
Yeah.
I mean?
And like the all the things that come with the DJ life, it's not really good for you.
Yeah, I don't if like especially if you're trying to start a family, I don't think the DJ life's for you, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Unless like she's gonna come with me, the kid comes with me, that'd be kind of
That'd be kind of
oh,
cool.
but I think maybe like the next couple of years I'll go hard on the DJ stuff and then settle down. I want to build a lot of stuff in Korea, label, academy, um and studio. So I'm probably gonna be spending more time in the motherland, laying down roots there and like passing on the knowledge that I learned overseas and being like the bridge in Korea. So, like I said, academy for producers and engineers, studio. I don't know if it's gonna be a big studio, small studios, but there's gonna be something.
Yeah, you got to start somewhere, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Speaking of Korea, I know you have a producer album coming out very soon, or not? Not well, very soon. I think sometime next year, right?
This year.
Oh yeah, this year. Damn, it's 2024 already.
Yeah, it's 2024.
That's crazy. I remember hearing some of your tracks, man. I'm like very excited for that. Could you talk a little about like the album?
Well, yesterday we did a Twitch stream with BM and he's gonna be on the album. Um, I have a couple other people on the album. I guess I can start talking about it. Like I have like Jesse's on the album. I got PH1 on the album. I got um Jay Park on the album. You
All
know,
the big names, man.
and total I have maybe like gonna be like 12 to 15 song ish.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, and it's gonna be coming out in like a two-part, one in the summer, one in the fall.
Oh, you're gonna split it up.
Yeah, I'm gonna split it up.
So do you have any like exact dates yet, or just like a general like summer and fall?
We're aiming for June, July. Um, and I'm gonna be dropping bangers in the summer, you know?
Hey, man, I remember last time I visited you, you played me a couple, and I was just like, woo!
Yeah. We trying to take it there, man. We're
Yeah,
trying
for
to
sure.
uh we're trying to spice up the hip hop scene in Korea and bring some like, American soul, I guess. American flavor to the Korean hip hop market, I guess.
Yeah. How do you feel about this current state of hip hop right now? Because that was like a question I posted a while ago, and I got very interesting answers. I kind of want to hear what you have to say about that.
Huh. I don't want to sound like an old man and be like, "Yo, it's garbage right now."
Yeah.
But it's not. It's not. It's not great. You know. It's not. There's not a lot of competition. Like the whole MC conversation is kind of like is non-existent right now. Other than Kendrick, Cole, and Drake, but they're so like so far gone. They're like
Yeah, they've been in the game for
they're on a
so
different
long, you know?
level from anybody else, you know. And it's starting to be that their fan base is now we're all getting older, so we're becoming those like old hip hop heads. You
Yeah,
know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah, for
Uh,
sure.
like those same ones that we used to argue with back in the day.
Hmm.
Uh, but to be honest, I haven't been listening to a lot of hip hop, so I can't really tell you the current state. But I know that like there's no hip hop songs that are charting. There's
Yeah.
rap songs that are charting right now. And I think it's gonna start making people really buckling down and putting out good music again.
I
Because
hope so, man. I hope people are the rap community is gonna get be hungry, you know? They're like, damn, we
yeah,
haven't been on the charts. Like, that hunger will drive you to do something like different, better, or
so
something
I'm
crazy.
hoping so too. And I've been in the room with so many I've been in the room with so many of these rappers that put out songs super quick, like they'll finish a song in 30 minutes, finish a song in 15 minutes. But I'm like, yo, this is not sustainable because if you put out this much music, then the market gets watered down and people's attention spans, have started to get very short. So it's like when do you just like void all the music coming out and then take time to make good shit again, you know?
No, 100%, because it's so easy for like anybody to just release music, you know? And then when you just keep releasing music over like, really quickly, there's nothing special about it, you know what I mean?
Uh, yeah, yeah.
I think
That's
that's what
what I'm
Dr. Dre said these days. He's like, man, people are just dropping anything. They don't take the time to work on the craft to make it special and unique and
yeah.
different, you know what I mean?
Facts, facts. I mean, sure, we dropped the album in like 2 days with Big Hit and Game. And
Dude,
like
can you talk a little bit about that? Like how, like, so Hit Boy made beats and you engineered it. They recorded it in 2 days.
Hit Boy is producing. There's a couple of like co-producers on there. Um and basically Game came to Chalice to do one song with Big Hit. And then they stayed there all night, ended up doing 6 songs, and then by the end of the second day they had 9 songs, right? So they recorded 9 songs in 2 days. By the end of the first day, I started mixing it, and then on the second day I did most of the mixing, and I mixed 8 of those. Davis mixed one of them, and Davis was the one recording all of it, so I can just mix everything, and then we put it out the next day.
That's crazy, man. That's so fast.
Yeah, I never done a project that fast before, but it worked, right? And this is kind of like the opposite of what we were talking about, where like that's not supposed to work, where something constructed that fast, it should lack the soul and
Hmm.
like quality to it. But this happened so organically. It was like, dude, we can't not put this out.
Yeah, as long as it's organic and not, if it's forced, I think, like you never know. It's like things could go wrong or, something's not right.
Yeah. And this doesn't sound like they're not trying to sound like anybody.
No, they definitely have their distinct sound, like
Facts.
Hit Boy, the game, even Big Hit. I've been listening to a couple Big Hit tracks. I'm like, he has that sound, you know what I mean? Like,
Oh, is
no,
that a
he's not
super
replicating
aggressive?
anybody.
Yeah, the super aggressive gangster rap
Yeah,
type.
yeah, yeah. I was wanting to ask you because I know on your stream you do mostly like hip hop, like you're mixing hip hop. Maybe I
Mhm.
think I saw some R&B sometimes. Would you ever experiment out of like a different genre if it
Hell
presented
yeah.
itself?
You want to send me an EDM track and we cook up?
Hey man, I'm actually working with DK, so we're working on a track. Once I get that, maybe I can just send it to you and you can
Yeah,
I kind of want to
sure.
see how you mix your EDM like on your stream. That could be sick.
I would love that because you can like EDM is mixed so much more aggressively.
Oh, it's completely different.
You know, you can go crazy on side chaining. You can go crazy on
Dude,
imaging,
saturation is just
spreading,
like,
saturation. Like literally, you push everything to the point of distorting, and then just take it down a hair, and then you got your sound. You know, and then vocals already sound great. Most of the time, like
yeah.
you just add a bunch of reverb and cut the lows. It's
I
like,
think for EDM, gain staging is so important because you're gonna add so much saturation and gain later. So you got to
yeah,
get your levels right because once you add your saturator, distortion, you have that headroom and
facts,
right?
100%, bro.
I'm gonna ask you, are you going to NAM?
Oh yeah, I'll be at Nam.
For sure. This is my first time going. I think I'm going on the 27th, the Saturday.
I'm going. I'm gonna be on Saturday. I think I'm doing McDSP and engineers, and I might be linking up with Synchro Arts there. But anytime I go to Nama, it's like it's a big link up. I
Yeah,
see it.
that's what I heard. It was very like a what you call it? You go there to a network and connect with people or whatever because everyone's there, right?
It's a really good networking opportunity for sure.
Could you tell the people, just people that don't know what NAM is, like exactly?
Ham is like the biggest pro audio. No, no, it's a music convention, but it's one of the biggest music conventions in LA, and it happens once a year. It's kind of like CES, but for music. So like literally, it's at Anaheim at the convention center. You have a whole section of live instruments. You have a whole floor of pro audio. You have speakers. You have DJ gear. You have every division of music has space there.
So it's like a
So
musician's dream.
yeah, you can spend 3 days there and like barely see everything.
Oh,
You know,
really?
like, they'll literally have it's really cool because you can walk down the hall, and you'll have like people playing electric guitars and like they're trying out new guitars, they're trying out retro guitars, they're trying out like expensive equipment, cheap equipment, and then you have like instruments, and then you have like DJ stuff, and then you have like plugins, then you have speakers, and then you have like interfaces and converters and outboard gears. So it's like you can literally be there all day.
And there's a bunch of like equipment that like they're trying out like demos and stuff like trying to put out. So it might be something like crazy that you've never seen before. They're trying to just like show to the world and
For
go from there,
sure.
right?
Yeah, that's where like they debuted like Manny's Odyssey headphones, like $1,500 headphones. Like,
Jeez.
but like they sound crazy. They don't sound. I don't know if they sound better than these though.
Yeah, are those
Shout out to Head.
okay, that's dope. I guess I'll just end over here with one last question, man.
Yeah, for sure.
If you had to give one piece of advice to anyone, what would it be? It could
Who's the
be,
anyone, man? Like
huh? I know, but then nah, it could be like a
any
life
like
life
universal.
advice, not like a mixing advice or a producing advice. Just any advice that you can give to anyone.
Um, Best advice I can give to anybody is be a good person, man. Like, be a good person. Do what you say you're gonna do. You know, stay away from things that you can't control. Um, Try to be helpful in life, and also learn how to receive love and yeah, I think just by doing that, a lot of good things can happen. And just remember that you're not always right, and there's a billion different perspectives. So always learn and always be willing to understand.
Hey, what everything you said was 100% facts, bro.
Man,
Hey, man, I really appreciate getting on here with me and then sharing your story, plugging your Twitch stream, your YouTube channel, all of that. Everybody, David Young and Kim.
thank you for having me, Paulie.
All right.